Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Seminar Proposal Lecturer, Mr. Amalul Umam, and the Honorable Examiner. Before I start the presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhamad Pahmi. I'm from evening class. In this stage, I would like to present my proposal with title, The Application of KWL, Know, Want to Know, and Learn Strategy in Online Learning English During COVID-19 Pandemic. Firstly, I will explain the Chapter 1. Background of the study. The global COVID-19 pandemic poses issue in nearly every aspect of people's lives, including education. Due to the closure of school and college in Indonesia as a result of the COVID-19 outbreak, online learning is unavoidable. Teachers must transition from face-to-face instruction to entirely online learning outside of the classroom. Atmojo and Nugroho 2020. Boredom and loss of student effort have resulted from independent study and staying at home for a long time during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are many obstacles and problems in the learning process at home, such as distraction when studying at home that contribute of student effort being lost. Then, this has an impact on the decline in interest in reading student. English is the language of science and education, and mastery of the language will provide students with greater access to knowledge because they will be able to read. Reading requires the reader's literacy context as well as the ability to make cognitive and affective leaps based on a synthesis of old and new information. People gain more skills and knowledge by reading, and they can learn variety of things. According to Tarigan 2008, reading is a process carried out by a reader to obtain a message expressed by a writer through words that can be seen and understood by readers. Reading's goal is to achieve an optimal level of understanding of meaning because this activity provides many benefits for someone who want to learn more after reading. They can disseminate the data obtained from reading with others, and this information can help them learn more. Students must comprehend the text in order to dedicate its meaning. They can obtain the correct information and knowledge by comprehending the text. By employing these strategies, students can develop self-governing abilities in comprehending, composing, and comprehending the meaning of the target passage. The KWL strategy assists students in engaging with text in thoughtful and determined behaviors. Learner activate schemata in the first phase K or know. The next step is for students to predicate what additional information they are likely to require. W, want to know, create a plan to meet that advance, and in the final pass, L, learn, reproduce the newly created knowledge of recover the execute plan, Paris 1987. One is scope of study. According to the background of the study, researcher set a limitation of the study so that this researcher will not too broad and narrow the focus area of the study. The researcher will only discuss and investigate about application of KWL strategy in online learning English during COVID-19 pandemic. The study will use a qualitative method and non-empirical study through online or virtual media. And the second is research question. Research question is, does the application of KWL strategy effective in online learning English? And the purpose of the study, according to the research question, the purpose of the study is 1. To investigate does the application of KWL strategy effective in online learning English. So, the significance of the study, the first is theoretically, this research is conducted to provide scientific contribution, especially regarding the investigation of the application of KWL strategy in online learning English. And the second is practically. This research can be used as a source of information for other researchers in the future in developing, exploring, and investigating the application of KWL strategy effective in online learning English. And then the definition of terminology. The first is KWL strategy. Donna Ogle invented KWL in 1986. The KWL strategy has been used as an instructional reading strategy since its inception. KWL necessitates three fundamental cognitive steps: assessing what I know, determining what I want to learn, and recalling what I did learn as a result of reading. And the second is online learning. Online learning is education that occurs through the use of the internet. It is also known as e-learning, among other things. However, online learning is only one type of distance learning, the umbrella term for any learning that occurs over time and not in a traditional classroom. The third is COVID-19 pandemic. Coronaviruses are influenza positive single-strand large RNA virus that infect humans as well as a variety of other animals. Tyrrell and Bino described coronaviruses in 1966 after cultivating the viruses from patients with common cold too. Coronaviruses were named after their morphology as spherical version with a core cell and surface projection resembling a solar corona. Latin is corona is crown. Coronaviruses are classified into 4 subfamilies: alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. While alpha and beta coronaviruses appear to have originated in mammals, specifically bats, gamma and delta virus appear to have originated in pigs and birds. And then is organization of the paper. This paper is divided into 3 chapters. Chapter 1 is the introduction. It consists of a background of the study, focus of study, research question, the purpose of the study, the significance of the study, definition of terminology, and organization of the paper. And chapter 2 is a literature review. This chapter provides all the theories that are used to make an analysis. So the chapter 3 is as research methodology. It contains of a research design, research setting and participant, research instrument, the producer of the data collection, and the produce of data analysis. Chapter 2 is discussing about literature review. For the first literature is KWL, Know, Want to Know, and Learn. The KWL technique encourages students to engage with text in meaningful and determined way. Learners engage schemata in the first phase. K, Know, learners then estimate what extra information they will need. And W is Want to Know, design a strategy to satisfy that evidence. And finally, L, Learn, duplicate the new knowledge, create or recover the complete plan. Paris, 1987. Learners can develop self-governing abilities in acquiring, composing, and understanding the meaning of the target text by using these tactics. And the second is online learning. Instruction offered electronically via the internets or multimedia platforms such as CD-ROM or DVD, HAL 2003, O'Neill Singh and O'Donoghue 2004 is referred to as a learning because so many people currently have direct internet connection. E-learning is frequently associated with web-based learning, HAL 2003. And the last is COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19, a global pandemic produced by the novel severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 SARS-CoV-2, is an infection disease caused by the novel severe acute respiratory syndrome. Coronavirus 2 or SARS-CoV-2 containment and mitigation have been the basis of pandemic management because of high transmissibility, a case fatality rate of more than 1%, and the lack of an effective antiviral medication or vaccine. Zoo 2019. Despite relying on well-established public health concept, countries are the world had various degrees of success in controlling COVID-19's burden. And the last chapter is research methodology. The first is research design. The case study design will be used by the researcher. What exactly is a case study? A case study, according to Jacobson, as described in Gustafson 2017, is an exhaustive study of a person, a group of persons, or a unit with the goal of generalizing across multiple units. The focus of a case study is on a specific unit. A case study, according to Thomas, as described in Gustafson 2017, is an analysis of system that is conducted with a comprehensive view using one or more approaches. An explanatory case study design was utilized in this study because it is ideally suited for the goals of this researcher, which are to evaluate insight, discovery, and interpretation rather than hypothesis testing. Merriam and Tisdale 2016, which include the how and why of a problem in 2018. And the second is participants. The participants of this study case are involving 20 high school students of 7th grade in ELT classroom. And the next is data collection. This research data is being collected in order of researcher to describe the research challenge. The data will be collected in 3 stages by the researcher. The researcher will conduct a questionnaire in the first stage, the researcher made observation in the second stage, and the researcher will conduct interview in the third step to complement the data. And the next is data analysis. The data which is collected from the questionnaire and interview will be analyzed to explain the distribution of data and also for answering the research question. The process of data analysis falls into following steps. The first step is assembly step. Data from observation and interview notes is gathered. And the second is analyzing step. Describing the data from questionnaire, observation and interview notes, sorting the data, categorizing the important data to seek the important information related to research focus. And the last step is finishing step, drawing conclusion of the outcome. Okay, I think enough for my presentation. And last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.